Peter, thanks for joining us. For someone who spent his life travelling the world playing darts, it must be very strange what's happened the last few months. How's lockdown been in the Wright household?
It's been pretty interesting, obviously, because we've had Dimitri here for a little while, but he managed the gates or whatever opened up in his country, and he was able to get back home and see his family, which is fantastic for him. But obviously my practice partner's gone. Yeah, it's been very difficult. Good in a way. I've liked the rest. That's been good to recharge the batteries. And it's been pretty hard because Joe's had a back operation and it hasn't gone too good. So she's in bed like all the time. She hardly gets about. So hopefully painkillers will work or something will happen. It'll click back and she can get around again.
Hopefully that gets sorted sooner rather than later. As for Dimitri, was he a better house guest or a practice partner?
He done everything. He helped us out. He helped me out building stuff out in the garden. He was getting piles of dirt and everything for Joe, and he just helped out everywhere. He was fantastic. He'd done a little bit of cooking, so he was really helpful. And now and again we practiced together to help each other's game, and it was really good.
Did you keep a tally of who won the most games?
I did. Of course, I'm world champion.
What's the score?
But he did beat me a couple of times. So
you let him get a couple in.
Yeah. But there was always close games. So
yeah, of course, 2020 was supposed to be the year where you were introduced as world champion around the world. How difficult has it been, sort of being at home, obviously, and not fulfilling that dream of being announced as world champion?
I'm not too bothered, but yeah, I would have missed it being in New York. That would have been nice there, and obviously it would have been nice to go to Australia because I've got many fans out there, and New Zealand being announced out there. But if I practice hard enough, I can win it again next year, and they can see me in Australia, New Zealand, and everywhere else where we go to.
Yeah. I was going to say, does that make you even more determined to retain your title and become a back-to-back world champion?
Yeah, obviously. Other players have done it in the past. Gary's done it in the past. Adrian Lewis done it in the past. Obviously, Phil. I'd like to go and do it. I believe I can do it. But there's plenty of guys out there that want to stop me. So it's up to me to put the right practice in and the right preparation to do the right thing.
We've had the news this week that unfortunately the World Matchplay will be played behind closed doors. Being such a fan favourite, you must be disappointed not to be at the Winter Gardens this year. But it's a trophy you've not won, so I'm sure you'll still be out to lift the title in Milton Keynes.
Yes, obviously I want to win that match play. I've got to the final before, got too emotional with Phil Taylor, and I've been very close in the past couple of years. I've had, I think Gary won it 2 years ago, so I lost to Mensa Sulovic in the semi-finals. I didn't play. That's my worst game throughout the whole, tournament. I believe I can get to the final. I like the format. Going to miss the crowds. It's going to be horrible without the crowds there because they spur you on, even if they're booing, whatever, and the noise and just the atmosphere itself is going to be quite difficult, and the heat, obviously, because it's always sweltering there.
And before the match play, we've got the Summer Series events, 5 Players Championships next week. How excited are you to be getting back to action?
Well, it sounds they've named it like the Summer Series. It's like the wrestling. It's like it's the Summer Series wrestling. Here we go, all the players again together. Obviously, I'm looking forward to see where my game is. Obviously. Before the match play, and it gives people to either see if they're fantastic by winning them all, or they're going out first rounds to prepare themselves. And it's going to be a good guy. It's going to be different environment, as you say, but, you know, by going all these rules and stuff, being in a big bubble and everything. But at least we're playing darts and we're getting back to, you know, what we love. And, you know, the viewers can still see us playing, and hopefully some big averages and 9 darters everywhere. It's just, that'd be nice.
I think it's normally around this time of year that you come into best form, isn't it? 2019, we saw you won the German Masters and 2 Players Championship events. I think they were back to back. Do you think this is normally a good time of year for you to be playing, or is that just a coincidence?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. Because I normally go for a bad patch around, was it March, April time, and that's quite good. That happened on the streaming competition, so that's out of the way. So hopefully my practice, I think, it's going okay, and we'll see by the first day, the Players Championships.
I think I saw in another interview you said you've been through every dart in the house during lockdown. The big question: what will you be throwing in Milton Keynes?
I don't know. I've got a few days yet. I'll take a few different sets with me because, you know me, I'm always looking for an improvement and stuff like that. Milton Keynes has been pretty good to me, I think. Obviously, I won the Masters this year, and I won one of the Players Championships there with a 9-darter straight after losing the final of the Premier League. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good place. And as I say, I might have 5 different sets of darts with me, win all 5 with all different flight systems and barrels.
That'd be some achievement. I'm a bit past you. Are the World Championship darts, are they among the choices still?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. You know, I'd be silly not to. You know, I won a floor tournament and the Masters, and obviously the Worlds. Would I'd be silly not to take them with me. But you know, I'm a stubborn and stupid person. I like to win stuff with different darts. I've accomplished what I said I was going to do with these darts, and I just look at something else to make my concentration that a lot better.
Just going back to the match play, we're so accustomed to seeing you with your trademark walk on. I guess you won't be doing that in front of no crowd, but will
I don't know. Am I going to dance in front of nobody? I don't know.
Maybe.
Security and you guys might be there. So,
we'll join in.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't, will it make it feel sort of not like a TV event? And could that affect, you know, I don't know how your mental state is during the game, or will it have no effect?
I've been thinking about the whole thing. Is there's been rumours that they might play some music, not music. They might play crowd noise there or not. Does the crowd noise, is it just going to be for the viewers of watching, or is it going to be actually in the venue? Because it's some of the flooring and everything when you're walking back on stage with the noise there anyway, it creaks sometimes because the more players play on it, it becomes loose, and it's hard to keep an eye on that every day, and some people's footwear is a bit heavier than others, so you're going to hear them plonk, plonk, plonk. You'll have like Bible going and like this behind him, geeing himself up. You're going to hear everything if we're not going to have some sort of noise. It's either, or you're going to have to, wear earplugs or something like that. If it's because you're going to hear the slightest little thing. Even like players that get nervous and stuff like behind you, just swap their darts in the hands. You're going to hear that clicking, and you think, are they doing that on purpose? Are they just doing that every time you're going for a double? Or it's going to be I'd rather a false noise being played all the time in the background, personally. So we'll see what happens. Unless you know. Do you know what's going to happen?
It's still to be confirmed, but I'm sure it'll be released soon, what's going to happen. Of course, you're all used to playing in silence with the Players' Championship events. But being on a stage, even though there's no fans there, and the prize money obviously is massive, it will feel different to a Players' Championship, and it won't really be comparable with it at the match play.
Yeah, obviously we played behind closed doors at all the Players' Championships, and we played behind closed doors at Minehead. But that was freezing cold, that one. But still, there's still noise in, you can still hear people talking and stuff like that in the background at the Players' Championships. And when you're in late into the finals, so then it is deadly quiet, unless you hear someone with a hand dryer in the toilet. You know, you do it. I've actually stood behind a player in the finals and thinking, am I breathing too heavy? And stuff like that. So I'm holding my breath, so I'm not trying to put the player off. You know, it's going to be, you know, very strange. Hopefully, it's going to play some crowd noise. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. What you say there about the late stage of Players' Championship events. I've lucky enough to have been to a few, and it really is like a tense atmosphere. You can feel it in the air, can't you? When the semi-finals is, you can hear a pin drop, and I'm sure that's what it'll probably be like. Luckily for you, you've been to that stage of quite a few Players' Championships, so you'll know what it's like.
Yes, yeah. I think it'll actually make the players more aware of how they're walking on the stage and stuff like that. Just like they might go to back of the table and accidentally like turn around and put their glass down with the water and actually clink. So looking at you throwing or something as well. You know, it's just just pouring of the water. You could be going for another one and you hear. So, as I say, hopefully none of all these tactics that I'm giving out here anyway come against me.
Just finally, tell us from now until Tuesday when you arrive at the venue, what's your plan? Sort of what's your routine to get ready for the summer series from now to then?
Obviously, I need a big suitcase because obviously we're in lockdown here in a big bubble for 6 days or whatever, wherever it is. Obviously, make sure I got all my clean stuff and just make sure I got my mask, all clean masks. I've got plenty of gloves, stuff like that. Hand sanitizer, you know, all that stuff. I'll make sure that's the first thing I'm going to put in the case. Then I've got all my shirts and then all my darts and all different setups and everything. But I'll just be chilling, really, just relaxing, looking forward to it, and messing around with my darts and just having a bit of fun on the ball. To be honest, that's what I've been doing. I've been busy the past couple of days, moving stuff around and everything. Not been practicing. Now I'll do a little bit of practice, but make sure I'm just having fun while I'm doing it.
Perfect. Sorry, just one more thing. What will the hair be as we used to seeing it, or will it be the slick back?
No, it needs a little bit of a cut at the sides and then a little bit at the top. And hopefully I'll get Naomi to do that for us. I think she's coming over Sunday, so I'll give a little cut. But, you know, with the match play, we'll just have our fingers crossed, see how Joe gets along, and hopefully she might be up to get some colour and everything in the hair. If not, it's going to be Grandad who does it.
We send Joe our best wishes. I think it's your wedding anniversary today as well, isn't it? So many congratulations.
It is, yes, 12 years. Oh my God. Yeah. Remember, 12 years. I forgot the third year. I went to darts. I forgot all about it. I went to the darts. I won the tournament. It was like £50 a win or something. Come back, I brought back a kebab, and then I got back, and there's like a card on the kitchen side. I went, it's not my birthday. I looked at her and went, happy anniversary. I went, oh no. So sorry, honey. You won
a dart tournament and brought home a kebab. What more could you ask for?
There you go.
Yeah. Right. Thanks for joining us, Peter. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week, buddy. Take care.